Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Scott Roxx Live. Today, we have a very special guest, February 2021 Artist of the Month, Paul Demarco. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Scott Roxx Live. Yes, I want to say thank you to everybody that submitted for last week. We had our, not last week, but for the poll. I didn't get a chance, but thank you everybody that submitted songs. We have our winner of the poll, who is the Artist of the Month, as you saw me advertising that on Facebook. We have Paul Demarco, the winner. So we are going to play a lot of songs. You're in for a treat, let me tell you, because I was listening to his music and I'm a fan. I love it. He did a great job, and we're going to get to know Paul. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with the song that he submitted that won the poll. And that would be Standing United. And then we're going to bring Paul on and we're going to get to know him a little bit. Standing United, Paul Demarco.
I can't breathe or debate. Injustice coordinates this state. Regulate, separate, then overtake the lies someone else made. It's time to eliminate the hate. Influence and power never compromise. Havoc everywhere is all they seem to provide. We the people have decided it's time to stop this world divided. No time for silence. We are standing united. Don't blame it on the algorithm stopping you. Social prison blocking what we say, then hiding behind disparity. It's time to eliminate the hate. Influence and power never compromise. Havoc everywhere is all they seem to provide. We the people have decided it's time to stop this world divided. No time for silence. We are standing united. Let yesterday remain the past. It's time to relearn the rest. Influence and power never compromise. Havoc everywhere is all they seem to provide. We the people have decided it's time to stop this world divided. No time for silence. We are standing united. We're standing united. We are. We the people have decided it's time to stop this world divided. No time for silence.
and that is Standing United by Paul Demarco joining us, our February 2021 Artist of the Month. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey Scott, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, wow, I'm doing great. Wow, it's so interesting to hear you talk with your accent because you don't sing with the accent.
Mate, no, it was funny actually because I used to sing because the music I was listening to was mostly American music. I used to sing with more of an American accent, I guess, and I used to try and get rid of it because people would say, "What are you talking about? You're from the UK. Why are you singing like that?" And you know what? I started doing country demos for American writers, and I thought, this is how I sing. It never bothered Paul Rogers or Robert Plant, so hey.
That's right. That's right. That I think that's great. No, it's man. I tell you what, I'm a fan of yours now, man. This is definitely my vein of music, man. I listen to all your songs, and I didn't get to listen to them all the way through yet, but I'm gonna be like they're gonna be on my playlist now, man. So I'm definitely gonna be supporting you personally. So you're definitely great. So welcome to Scott Rocks Live. I'm glad you stayed up. Of course, it's after midnight there. So thank you very much for staying up late with us to join us.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me on. This is a treat.
Oh, you're welcome. So we're gonna play all the songs that you submitted. All right, just because I mean they're just awesome, and I just think everybody needs to hear them over here. So, um, but I want to start off. Can you tell our listeners and me, because I'm just getting to know you too, my friend. Uh, can you give me a little bit of background about you and how you came to be interested in music? What got you started in music? What inspired you?
Absolutely. Well, I started fairly young. I started off as a keyboard player, and I was big into a French synthesizer guy called Jean-Michel Jarre, and I used to love his stuff, and I would learn all this stuff. I was probably about 11 then, and then I bought a Slippery When Wet book, and because I wanted to learn all the Brian parts, I wanted to learn the Pink Flamingos and all the stuff. But I noticed in the book, above all the music, was chord boxes, and we always had an acoustic guitar in the house. And I was like, cool, okay, so let's try that. So I started learning the chord shapes, and it was a pretty accurate book, so everything was in the right key and everything.
Yeah,
And suddenly, everything just felt like home. The guitar was so great for me to be able to play. And then I just started learning. So, and I had this terrible acoustic guitar, which was like stringing up a kitchen table. It was awful. But I was learning Dead or Alive on this terrible guitar. But I was in love with it because it was such an amazing thing to be able to do. And that just got me kick started. So I was probably about 12 by then.
absolutely. Wow, boy, that's very similar to me, my friend. I don't know how many hours I sat in my room learning the intro to Wanted Dead or Alive, right?
Yeah. Mate, same. Brilliant. Loved
I
it.
know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Bon Jovi, they inspired you to get started, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wanted to be able to play like Richie.
Oh
And that
wow, it's funny. I was just messaging you about Richie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there was just something about there was so much soul in what he was playing, but at the same time it was rocking. And
Mhm.
he knew when it was time to pick up the acoustic guitar, but then he knew when to plug that Strat in and just crank that Marshall. So that was amazing. But I was also unaware so much at the time, but I was listening to John singing as well and thinking, man, that's why I want to be able to sing. But I was always just a guitar player who had to do a bit of vocals. So the vocals came sort of later on, really, but they really got me going. Yeah.
That's great. So you're in the UK. What part of the UK are you in?
Okay, so I live on an island called Anglesey, which is in the north of Wales, in the UK. So it's just a small island. I grew up in the Midlands, which was kind of, I guess, where Ozzy Osbourne was from. That kind of Midlands. But then I
Mhm.
moved to Anglesey, so it's quite country, rural where I live.
Okay. Wow, that's great. My heritage is Scottish. My father is a Scottish immigrant and came from
Okay.
Paisley, Scotland.
Oh, okay, right. So my partner, she's Welsh, so the Celtic thing is strong, you know.
Oh, that's great. All right, what I'm going to do is because you and I think we could sit here and talk forever. I want everybody to hear your music. I want so we're going to play "Burn It Down," and then we're
Cool,
going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more in between the songs. Okay,
awesome, that's
and
brilliant.
get to know you a little bit. Um, do you want to do an intro on "Burn It Down"? Anything you want to tell us about that?
Well, Burn It Down is brand new. I mean, this is coming out on this coming Friday. Burn It Down is released. And there's going to be a new video that's gonna go out and stuff. It was written with a guy from the States called Teddy Parker, and Teddy and I have written a few together, and this was quite a special one. So I'm looking forward to this coming out.
Wow, that's great. All right. Without further ado, burn it down. Let us know what you think out there. Does it if it rocks or not? We are with Paul Demarco, February 2021 Artist of the Month. Enjoy.
This old house needs burning down. If these old walls could hear me now, my own ways have caused some pain. If you listen real close, you can see it on my face. And all of the promises couldn't save me from all of the rights and wrongs they gave me. So I'll burn it down. I'll burn it down. I've seen the lies, I've seen the truths. They can look just the same when they're right in front of you. I've seen the light, I've seen the dark. I've seen what they can do to a young man's heart. And all of the promises couldn't save me from all the rights and wrongs that they gave me. So I'll burn it down. I'll burn it down. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. I've seen the rise, I've seen the fall. I've seen a man double down, but then I saw him lose it all. So I'll burn it down. 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 I'll burn it down.
All right. The new latest single that's coming out. Burn it down. Great job, man.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. When I was listening to this, you definitely hear the Bon Jovi influence, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was something that only came to surface sort of in the last couple of years, really. Obviously, it was always the influence there. But then I started doing demos for country writers, and so I was tapping into that American influences that I'd had,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
started to come out. And then I also discovered Chris Stapleton, who is just
Me too. I love
yeah,
it.
just
That
incredible.
voice, the tone of that
Oh,
voice.
mate, and it's just like you know I was asked on another podcast who would you like to write with, and Chris Stapleton was one of the guys, because I just feel like if I was to sit down and get in a room with him, I think we'd be mates. I think we'd get on, and I'd just love to see what could come from that, so and it feels natural for me, it
Yeah,
feels good.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he is just everything he's putting out is just amazing. Great
Yeah.
songwriter, and then the soul. When I heard the soul in his voice,
Yeah.
Probably just like you. It's just like, I was like, oh my God. Then the other one that everything he puts out is turning, I guess, to platinum, is Luke Combs.
Oh
You
wow,
know,
yeah.
it's another one, you know? So, I mean, I was going to ask you, what are you listening to right now? And so it sounds like Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, so a lot of those guys, and what I really like about, you mentioned Luke Combs as well, is that they seem to be putting guitar solos back in country music,
All
which
right.
I think is great, you know. And I discovered a guy called Kip Moore as well, and I love Kip Moore. I think he's pretty amazing. But I've also been getting into guys like Jason Isbell, and I've been doing a lot of music for sync, for TV and film, and I love that Americana kind of feel, which is what was behind the Burn It Down track, really. And it's, you know, it's something that just paints a picture in people's minds when they're listening, you know.
Well, it definitely does, and your music's definitely your lyric, your music is very catchy too. I was introduced by my vocal teacher how to properly write songs and
Mm.
get into songwriting, and he taught me very commercial, you know, so people can remember the music, and you've captured that, you know, with every song, you know, you go away singing it, you go away humming the melody. So definitely great job on all those. So you're getting into the country stuff now, huh?
Yeah, well, it's funny because it was a type of music I was always into before. I mean, I was a massive Sean Mullins fan, and going further back, I was really into the Eagles, and Counting Crows, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until more recent times when I started connecting with country writers.
Yeah.
And the great thing about what we can do right now on Zoom is that I can write with people in Nashville without actually having to be there, and I can learn the stuff. You know, I'm a massive student, so I'm constantly trying to learn. And writing with country writers has been a real education that I feel really blessed to have been able to do.
Absolutely. Well, country has become more rock now. I mean,
Yeah,
they're doing so much. I mean, it's definitely the genre that has gotten into so much crossover. I hear a lot of hip hop beats in it
yeah,
now, you know. So they're doing a lot with it. So it's definitely expanded from what it was of old.
yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like anything goes now in the
Yeah,
country,
absolutely. And
right?
I'm a music junkie, so like any music I'll absorb. Like, you know, yesterday I was doing a Nina Simone jazz demo, but I just I love any type of music. So the fact that country is crossing over so many different places makes it a great genre to be in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree. All right. Let's see. Let's see what the viewers out there are saying. All right. I asked them where they're tuning in from. Of course, I guess your mate, Mike McCorison, you know him?
Yeah, I write with Mike.
Yep,
Yeah, he's a good
that's
guy. Good
right.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a couple of messages from him. So welcome, Mike. He says hi to both of us. He's in Minnesota, he says, because I'd asked it where everybody is tuning in from.
Cool.
He said, great song, Paul. Land O'Lakes, Florida, from Live Oak, Florida. Yeah. Deborah, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I definitely love every song that I've heard. So you're definitely a singer songwriter to the core. Americana music, you can definitely hear that, the country, the rock, all in that. Very well done. I was also going to ask you, who does the instrumentation for your music?
Okay, so that all happens right here where I'm sitting now. That's me. So I perform and I produce and I master everything myself.
You do everything yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow, kudos to you. That's
Thank you.
great job. Great job. What are you using? Are you using Logic, or are you using Pro Tools or?
So I use Cubase. I actually do my tracking to a hard disk recorder because I just feel it works almost like a desk would have done in the analog days, you know. But it means that I can really focus on getting a good sound out of the instruments that I'm playing. But then I mix it in Cubase. I use Logic as well because I teach students as well, and I use Logic to teach them because most of them have got Macs. But Cubase I prefer. I just feel it's more powerful to me.
Yeah.
I do better mixes in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them that are just such great quality these days.
Yeah.
So it's really just preference these days. So
Yep.
you're using digital and analog.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So you're using the analog for the beefiness to get
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what it. Some of it is workflow as well, because I just find that plugging straight into the computer and recording, it can be great as well. But I just find that having being able to switch the computer off, hit record, and then just play, it just works for me. It just works.
well, that's great. Well, it sounds great. The quality in it is
Thank you.
wonderful. You're doing a really great job. I'll probably be asking some tips from you for sure.
Yeah, hit me up. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next song up that I want to play of yours is Chasing Your Ghost.
Okay. Yeah, special song came kind of early on. That was written with a couple of guys, Ron Hirsch and Brent Hoffer, and it kind of Ron sent me the song, and it originally had a different title, and I did a rough demo of it, and then we posted it for some feedback, and a couple of people said, you got the wrong hook. The hook is Chasing Your Ghost. And we were like, really? So we had another look at it, and they were absolutely right. So we reworked the song, and as soon as I got the rough idea from Ron, I heard this kind of spaghetti western kind of sound to it, and we all just linked together. And like I say, I've never met these two guys, but we're able to write together, and it works so well. So yeah, good. It works.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that when I listened to this, that's what I was like, you really capture in the music what you're saying in the lyric, and that's a real special thing that not a lot of people can do.
Yeah.
So I know that's really important. So hope everybody enjoys this. Chasing Your Ghost. We're with Paul Demarco as the February Artist of the Month. Enjoy.
You don't know how it feels inside this ragged frame. If you did, you would know why I feel this pain. All my life I've been chasing your ghost. And all I need is your love. It's what I needed the most. But I'm still chasing your ghost. The whipping wind, it blows memories through time. The fire has burned out, and it's cold inside. And all my life I've been chasing your ghost. And all I need is your love. What I needed the most. Oh, but I'm still chasing your ghost. All the time that we shared has left the hole inside of me. It's a dark, bottomless well, and it's where I find my peace. 'Cause all my life I've been chasing your ghost. And all I need is your love. It's what I needed the most. All my life I've been chasing he said, I've been chasing your ghost, and all I need is your love. It's what I needed the most. Whoa. But I'm still chasing your ghost.
Wow, man. Great job.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
The spaghetti western sound. Nice, man. And you did it without making it cheesy either.
Yeah, I mean that is the trick, you know, because
Yeah.
it's so. Funnily enough, around the time I wrote this, I went to a gig when we could go to gigs. You know, remember those times?
Yeah.
And it
Way
was
back in the day.
yeah, back in the day, and it was a guy called Jack Savaretti, and he's an Italian singer, and he kind of I came away with this vibe from the song. From the gig, and that song was in my head. What became Chasing Your Ghost. So people often say to me, you know, songwriters, how do you get over writer's block? And I always say, just have your ears and your eyes open. You know, go to gigs, read books, listen to new music, watch a film. Inspiration's everywhere. You know.
Yeah, you're right. It is. I mean, there should be plenty of inspiration out there these days, something to
Yeah,
write about. There's so much drama out there right now.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You know, just trying to keep it positive.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. It's
It's a
tricky.
challenge.
Yeah, I know. I
I
know.
know. That's a challenge because you want to be real, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But great job. Are you also influenced by Bruce Springsteen too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, again, it was another artist where I've always listened to Springsteen's music,
Mhm.
and but never felt that I was particularly doing Springsteen type of music. You know, I was in a band,
Right.
and we were doing rock and we were doing blues and stuff like that. But as I've become more of a writer, yeah, Springsteen is definitely there. I remember the first time I heard the Nebraska album, and just, you know, which was recorded on a 4-track. You know, it was him in a room with a tape player and a microphone. You know, and he's able to tell a story like not many people can do.
No.
And unbeknownst to me, I was absorbing that at the time. I was just listening and enjoying it. I didn't realize I was being schooled. You know, I was being educated for
Absolutely.
when I was going to write. But yeah, yeah, Bruce is brilliant, and consistently so. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he can truly paint a picture. That's
Wow.
for sure. Not only with his words, he does that, but also with the music.
Yeah.
So and I definitely hear that in you too, like some of the greats. I always thought like Bon Jovi built off of that New Jersey sound with Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen and some of the other people around that area,
Yeah.
and more commercialized it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just kind of
Totally.
built on it. So
Yeah.
it definitely has that New Jersey, and I'm from New Jersey, so I'm
Ah,
I'm,
okay.
I'm from
Awesome.
Bon Jovi land, so I'm from that area. So
Amazing.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, we definitely have a lot of similarities in what we like. That's for sure. And our influences, and with what you said, with what inspired you, because
Mm.
I was a metalhead. I used to be a metalhead in school and everything. And I heard Slippery When Wet. Funny you said that. As soon as I heard Slippery When Wet, I was like, man, I love this, but I don't want to tell anybody because they're going to make fun of me. Right. But
I
I
know.
couldn't deny it. I loved it. It
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, I know, and it is a bit. It's sad in a way that we kind of feel like that, because if a band isn't cool or whatever to like, it's kind of like you feel like you can't shout them out as your influences. But it is what it is, and they've written some of the most successful songs
That's
ever. Do you know what I mean? The whole
yeah.
MTV Unplugged happened because John and Richie decided, do you know what? Let's
Yep.
go out on this show and let's play Living on a Prayer the way we wrote it. So,
That's
you know.
right. That's right. Yeah, that's funny. I play it, I play it that way too. We'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit more about that, but I tell you, I really love your music, and I know the listeners, they're commenting out there. They're dropping links on how they can connect with you. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back, how everyone can connect with your music and connect with you. Next song up. I want to definitely play all these songs. Next one up, we are with Paul Demarco, our February artist of the month, and we're getting to know him. I believe next up is Designs on You, my friend. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Cool. Yeah, I wrote Designs on You with two writers, Bill O'Hanlon and Lucy LeBlanc. Lucy's in Canada and Bill's in Santa Fe. And when I started doing online writes with people in and around Nashville, we're part of a community called Songtown, which was set up by two great songwriters, Clay Mills and Marty Dodson, and they've had big hits, they've had number one country hits, and Lucy and Bill and I started writing, and Bill came into the write having been to the opticians, and he was telling this story about how this optician leaned over him to do whatever it was, and he could see that she was covered in tattoos, absolutely covered. And it kind of took him aback because he wasn't expecting it. And he kind of thought, well, I wonder what her story is, you wouldn't have expected. And so we started coming up with this story of this guy who goes into the coffee shop and he's got the hots for this girl that he sees, but he's never had the nerve to tell her. But this one time, he sees this little tattoo on her shoulder of a broken heart with angel wings, and he's like, man, I've got to find out what's her story. And so we wrote Designs on You based on that story that happened.
Oh, that's funny. So it's based on that tattoos.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. All right, Designs on You by Paul Demarco. Enjoy.
Your usual smile, you know the latte I want before I utter a word. Damn, I've always loved your style. When you go to ring up my order, your t-shirt falls just off your shoulder, and I see that tattoo, a different side of you, a broken heart with angel wings. You got designs on you. Some more. I got designs on you too. You're making this broken heart sore. Who knew that love could start with a tongue tattoo? Got designs on you. That mark on you. Tell me who broke your heart. How did you rise above it? How did you make it through? There's a mystery about you now. You got underneath my skin somehow. Wanna learn everything about those angel wings and uncover who you really are. You got designs on you. Some more. I got designs on you too. You make
What a cool jam, my friend.
It's funny listening to it actually because usually when your music's being played, you're in the studio and you're just you're checking the mix and doing all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's interesting listening to it with an audience. It's it's kind of cool. And as I'm listening to it, I'm realizing there was influences of Tom Petty and the Cars in
Yeah.
there, along
That's
with all the other stuff, and it was fun.
totally,
Yeah,
totally. You could hear it, but it's not like it doesn't like sound like it. So that's where I love, hearing everybody's music where you can hear the influences and especially if it doesn't sound just like it,
yeah.
and it doesn't. You could hear the petty influence. You could hear I wasn't thinking Cars, but now that you said it, absolutely. I was thinking more Jay Giles.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Right, like a
yeah,
freeze frame type, but
yeah.
but you hit it as soon as you said Cars. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, you hear all that it's that genre, but it's interesting to hear it all put together like that,
Yeah.
So oh man, I love it, brother.
Thank you, mate.
Man, I got a new friend, man.
Yeah, for
I got a
sure.
new friend from across the pond.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, if I when I get to New Jersey, I'm definitely gonna knock on your door, mate.
Well, no, 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 no. I'm originally from New Jersey.
Oh, okay, so where are you now?
I'm in Florida.
Oh,
I'm in Orlando, Florida, that Orlando area.
oh, mate.
So you definitely got to come down here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
there, mate. I'm there.
I mean, we have so many people from the UK come over here because of Disney World and everything
Yeah,
surrounding. So
yeah.
you gotta come over and you have a place to stay.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It would be my honor. Yeah, brother. So we have some people that are commenting here. See, love that song and the story behind that one. I think Mike said that. He knows the inside story too. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Lucille Reynolds says, Paul, you've done an amazing job mixing country, Western, and rock.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm like, wow, great songs, man. I love it. I love great songwriting. I love great compositions. That's the other thing too. You can have great songwriting and not necessarily great composition with the music, composing it.
Yeah.
So great job. I got to send you some of my music too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have to collaborate on some stuff.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. So where does everybody find your music, man?
Okay, well, I guess I'm lucky that my name is a little bit unusual, so it's a little bit easier for people to find. But on socials, if you look for Paul Demarco Music, and you can find me. Facebook is where I do most of my interacting. I'm on Instagram as well with the same thing. I've got a website which is Paul Demarco Music, but I'm also the songs that you're hearing on the show. Are either on or are going to be on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, wherever you stream your music or download your music. But if you just type in Paul DeMarco Music, you should find me.
Okay, great. And also we're dropping links in the comments and also at the end of the show, we're going to try yet again to drop all the links at the end of the show also.
Brilliant, thank you.
So you're welcome. Any way I can support you. Do you have any merchandise or anything or a website?
Yeah, I've got a Dizzy Jam store which has got some merch in there, so you can go and get a Designs on You mug. Actually, Designs on You has become a little bit of a label that we've sort of developed, and so you can get a Designs on You T-shirt. So you can literally get Designs on You.
You're a smart man when it comes to marketing. Good job. Yeah, Designs on You. That has a great ring to it, my friend. So much you could do with that,
Yeah.
and you're doing it. Awesome. Well, that's great. So what do you have up and coming? Are you performing anywhere? Do you like perform?
Yeah, well, normally I do. Yeah,
COVID, of course.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I gig locally, and up and down the country. But obviously restrictions. We're in lockdown, proper lockdown at the moment. So there's no gigs happening. Looking forward to that opening up really and being able to play live again. Well, at the start of lockdown, I was doing online gigs, but I just got really busy with writing and recording, and it was but I think that is something that I will do again. And you can get all that on my Facebook page and in my Facebook group. But yeah, I love playing live. I love playing. Well, actually, also I teach at a school called the Rock Project.
Okay.
And
Tell us a little bit about that. Yeah.
okay, right, and it's great, and we're online at the moment, obviously because we can't meet together. So we take kids from the age of 7 to 17, and we split them up into two groups, juniors and seniors, and we teach them a song a week, and first half of the session is learning it. The second half of the session is performing it. So when we play together live, so we've got 10-year-old kids doing Back in Black. And it's so great. And I actually applied for the job as a guitar teacher, and I was teaching the guitar, but we lost our vocal instructor, and so I became the vocal instructor on that, and it's brilliant. So, and I've got a band together called the Bassmen. Which is me, Will, and Jody, the drum and the bass tutor. And when we play live, we don't rehearse. We don't have practices. We write a set list, we learn them, we get on stage, and we play. It's ace.
Oh, that sounds great.
Good fun.
So a lot of room for improvisation too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You truly make it your own.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though I love singing, I also love that moment in All Along the Watchtower where I can just step away from the mic and just play, and just take the song somewhere. I love that. Love that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, here in Florida, I've been really, really fortunate, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to perform pretty consistently because I'm doing this full time.
Okay.
Are you doing music full time?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, in its various forms. Part of that is teaching, which has kind of gone down a little bit since COVID. But yeah, the songwriting and I produce demos for other writers as well who are pitching to artists. So, but yeah, I'm blessed to be able to do it full time.
Well, the last few months, I was performing 25 times per month.
Wow.
And then this month, 22 shows this month.
Amazing.
Shorter month. So I'm really grateful for that. But when you start doing that, you're doing like 7 shows in 5 days. So you're pulling doubles and all that, 4-hour shows and back to back. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Musician. But I'm real grateful that we've been able, which that is not common in America. I think Florida is really, probably even just Florida in general. Yeah, and all the states that we're able to keep working. Of course, we have to be careful and wear masks when we're not on the mic and everything. Got to be really careful, but really fortunate of that. So I hope you can get back to playing really soon, because I know there's nothing like that live feel and that interaction with the audience.
It's great, yeah.
But that's good that you're able to do that all virtually and everything right now and teach.
Just got to do what you can, haven't you?
Absolutely, smart. That's smart. All right, the next song I'm gonna play of yours is Endless Sea, which, wow, this is an amazing song. I love this song.
Thank you. Well, this is a special song because it was actually written with my partner. She isn't she isn't a musician per se, but she's got a really creative mind, and she wrote a poem called Endless Sea. Well, I think the poem was actually called Harsh Lights and Fake Champagne, which was the title of the EP that I put it on. And I just read it and I was like, man, that's a song. That's got to be put to music. And so she described the sound that she had in her head, and then we put it together. So shout out to Fee, because she's quite an inspiration to me. So.
Well, great job. Okay, we're gonna play that Endless Sea by Paul Demarco.
In my head I cry aloud, helpless to the trauma and the pain, playing out a perfect life but drowning in a crowd. Oh, the harsh lights and fake champagne, thunder clouds and heavy rain. I wanna feel love, I wanna feel warm, feel my head rise above the endless sea and swarm of sadness. My heavy mind weighs me down, my flimsy heart is still hurting. Where can I go in this troubled town when the devil and the anguish keep flirting? I can smile, I can laugh, I can seem okay. I can do that almost every day. But all alone with my reflection, I escape in the opposite direction. I wanna feel love, I wanna feel warm, feel my head rise above the endless sea and swarm of sadness. I wanna feel love, I wanna feel warm, feel my head rise above the endless sea. I wanna feel love, I wanna feel warm, feel my head rise above the endless sea and swarm of sadness.
Wow, man. Wow. All
Deep,
right.
right?
Man, my partner over here, we're both getting chills.
Oh,
Okay. We're both getting chills and teary eyed. That is
oh, thank you.
absolutely beautiful. Your partner's name is Faye?
Well, I call her Fee. Her name's Fiona, but I call her Fee. Yeah,
Fee.
yeah.
Great job, Fee. Great
Oh,
job, Paul.
she,
The
you know,
instrumentation on that is beautiful too. The words, it's just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful song.
thank you. And not a guitar on it.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that is absolutely beautiful. I
Thank you.
mean, just you could just feel it straight from the heart. I think
Yeah.
that's what's so touching.
Well, I think that the poem that she wrote was kind of it was about in our jobs we both deal with people with mental health challenges, and it was her observation of somebody who is just like struggling but has all the basic needs that anybody else has. The need to be loved, and that emotion was so in those words.
Wow, we've got a lot in common. We'll have to talk off air another time. But
Cool.
you brought up like mental health and all that, so
Mm.
yeah, um, yeah, that's for another time though. That's
Okay.
for another time. But yeah, you and I have got a lot of similarities, and it's great that you can capture that and you find inspiration in that. I'm very into music with purpose,
Yeah.
with a purpose.
Yeah.
Music heals,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I can tell you're into that too.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
know, and Fiona,
Yeah.
she seems like she's into that too. So
Yeah.
that's great. Great job to both of you on that song. That is
Thank you.
amazing. As all your songs, they're very well done. I'm just so impressed and kind of in awe. It's almost like I was saying when I was listening to your songs rather quick, briefly, I was going, wow, 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 every time I listened to each song. But then I was going, wow, I was like, man, I'm almost going, wow, your influences like I'm thinking Bon Jovi and stuff. I'm like, that's what Bon Jovi, if he would have kept on for me the right path. I don't
Yeah,
know where John Bon Jovi's been going ever since Richie, man.
I know. Tough times, I
I
know.
thought he was going to go country and stuff, and it was a good fit too.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought, he was actually doing it before a lot of the others were doing it.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, he was. Yeah,
you know but you're connecting with artists in Nashville
mm,
and all around the states and probably internationally too,
yeah.
and you're just a true songwriter to the core, so definitely great job, and you're touching hearts. You're touching my heart tonight, man.
Good to hear.
My girl's heart right here in the studio right here,
That's,
man.
that's what it's about,
That's
right?
what it's
Yeah,
about, one person at a time touching a heart, right?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. As a songwriter and a musician, that's it's yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of speechless, man. And that doesn't happen to me too often. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, man. Yeah, great job. I want to see what some of the fans of the show are saying too. 'Cause like I said, you and I can talk for hours, I believe.
yeah.
All right. Really, Christina Lapointe, welcome to the show. Really nice song, a nice combo between the two of you. Sweet to see this show and to feel the connection live. Oh, thank you so much for that comment, and for Paul too. Great job on that. Um, that was a beautiful song. I think that's Mike, and she did a great job with her words. Absolutely, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Lucille Reynolds says, Paul, marry that girl. She's your soulmate, and you complement each other.
Totally. Well, to be honest, I mean, she's the reason I'm doing this full time, because there was a moment when we first got together. We weren't in a situation where we could be together all the time and live together. So we were just trying to make the best of it. And every year I would produce an album of songs that I'd written about us and for her, and give it to her on what was our anniversary. And then one year she was listening to it, and I remember her taking her headphones off and looking at me and going, why aren't you doing this full time? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, why I was window cleaning at the time. She says, why are you window cleaning when, in her words, this stuff is so good, you should be doing this full time? And it was in that moment that I thought, okay, let's give it a go. And she's the reason why I am doing what I'm doing. So
Wow, kudos to Fiona. She's
yeah,
exactly right. You're
yeah.
doing what you're supposed to be doing, obviously. And I didn't catch, how long did you say you've been doing this now?
Well, I
Full
mean,
time?
full time, I would say probably getting on for 3 years now. Actually doing it full time, when I was able to just drop the window cleaning and just do it full slog.
Sure. Wow. And then you were doing it part time when you weren't doing
Yeah, yeah,
window cleaning?
yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, great job. Yeah, you should be doing this. You're doing it. So I'm so glad you're doing it. Because you know what? I'll be excited to hear every song you put out.
That's good to hear.
That's true. By what you've shown me, I mean, what you've heard, all these songs, I mean, they're top notch.
Thank you.
As you say, you still say that over there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One, yeah.
Sometimes the kids are like, "It's fire." It's
Yeah,
there's like new expressions,
yeah.
on the other side of the pond. If they say that anymore. But it's like, that's fire. And I hear these new sayings. I'm like, oh, it's fire. Yes. But it's fire.
Thank you.
That's for sure. All right. We're hearing more great music from Paul Demarco. Next up is, which one you want to hear next? Blackwater Lake or Weezer Fragile?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Blackwater Lake. So, Blackwater Lake is a project that I started with a guy called Dave Young, and he's from Phoenix, Arizona. And I remember reading some of Dave's lyrics on a songwriting group that he'd posted, And I responded to it, and I said to him, "Mate, this sounds. I can hear this in like with this like real Lynyrd Skynyrd arrangement." And he responded back to me. He was like, "Dude, that's exactly how I hear it." And we started connecting, and we started writing. And he'd had this project, Blackwater Lake, and he'd had different songwriters and musicians in and out of the group over the years. We started writing together, and I started producing the demos. And he right now he's got a band together, and he's just trying to get gigs happening. So Blackwater Lake is a project, and one day I'll be able to get over there and play live with the guys. But in the meantime, I'll just keep writing and just keep recording for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you, this song it's quite different than I would say a lot of the other songs that I've played.
Yeah.
Probably because of that connection and that collaboration, right?
Yeah, it's kind of writing with Dave allows me to just go down a different path, so I can do some like Southern rock. Lonesome Games, which is the track that you've got, it's got a real blues kind of element to it, which I really love as well. And yeah, it's great to just have a different outlet for your music,
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely heard that Southern rock feel in this, and I do a little bit of, I have some of that Southern rock in me too. So I really gravitated to the song. I heard it, I was like, whoa, this is good, man.
Cool.
Nice upbeat song. So let's go ahead and play that one. And it's Blackwater Lake, correct?
Lonesome Games is the track, but Blackwater Lake's the project, yeah.
Okay, Lonesome Games. All right, Blackwater Lake is the project. Lonesome Games. Let's hear that. We're ready to rock out.
I know you love me. I know you're blue. And I know another who's just like you. But I know one day it's all gonna change. We'll come face to face. No more lonesome games. When these four walls closing on you, and you can reach out for the life you knew. Oh, there's gonna come a day, it's all gonna change. We'll come face to face. No more
What a great jam, man. I love the groove in that song, man.
I've not listened to that for a while. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You see, because you mentioning about being a metalhead and everything. I was always big into well, Soundgarden. Chris Cornell to me is like he's just like a killer. He's just the killer vocalist, you know. Of a generation, he's probably the best singer, hands down, that there is, you know.
Agreed.
Uh, and so Soundgarden and Temple of the Dog and Audio Slave as well, big
Yeah.
influence.
Audio
Uh,
Slave, I love.
yeah, but then bands like Badlands. I don't know if you know Badlands, Jakey Lee's band. Do you know what I mean? I
And
remember the first
what
time I
about
heard.
Lynch Mob?
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely. Love Lynch Mob. Love Lynch Mob. Love all those guys.
Yep.
Little Caesar. I don't remember Little Caesar. You know,
Blues and all that stuff,
oh,
man. That bluesy voice, that soul. You're
oh,
attracted to that soul like
I
I am, man.
stole. Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
that grit. Yeah. And I hear that in there. I hear that. And it's more like blues. I hear that Hendrix type
yeah,
of,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think it's more blues than Southern rock,
yeah.
you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like a Blackberry, what is it?
Blackberry Smoke. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
saw them. I saw them. I think they
Good band.
opened up for the Stones when I saw them. But
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
man, great groove, great job on that. I'm like listening to all the different instruments and that, and just wonderful job. So great. It's great that you're doing all these collaborations too, man. I
Well,
bet you're just loving it. You're enjoying it.
yeah, I mean it is great, and people often say to me with the songwriting, you know, what thing can you do to improve? And co-writing is so important and so key. Being able to write with different people in different genres, different styles, it really grows you, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it challenges you too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely grows you for sure. Yeah. Wow, man. So we've got your last song that you submitted. We Are Fragile.
yeah. So we are fragile. A really interesting thing happened. A lot of people obviously have found the pandemic difficult because people have been out of work and they've been not been able to see their friends and family, and it's been a tough time. And I remember like early on saying to people, don't worry about how you're reacting to it. If you're finding it difficult, that's okay. That's quite, you know, quite normal. But also, if you're finding you're able to do stuff and you're enjoying it almost, then that's okay as well. And I've been blessed through COVID. I've took a hit financially, but
Sure.
opportunities have come my way, which probably wouldn't have done otherwise. And one of the great opportunities that came, there's an agency in the UK called Help Musicians, and they have some sort of COVID relief where you can speak to people. They have a little bit of financial backing,
Mhm.
and they put me on a songwriting retreat with a guy called Chris Difford, who was in a band called Squeeze. They you know, he's an Ivan Novello winning songwriter, and he, you know. So I did this songwriting retreat, which was amazing. It was on Zoom, but learning from Chris and then writing with other writers on there really freed me up to be able to write what I feel instead of having to write a song, because I was busy co-writing and writing songs trying to get a cut, you know.
Mhm.
And when you're trying to get a cut, you're writing for particular artists. But Chris said sometimes you just got to write for yourself. And I came out of that and went into a writing room with Bill and Lucy, who wrote Designs on You with me as well. And we wrote this song, We Are Fragile. And that came because of Chris telling me to just write what you feel. Just write whatever happens. And I feel like We Are Fragile is very of the moment. I think it
Wow.
echoes where we are in time, you know. So
Wow. I'm glad this is the last song we chose to play on the show. Yeah. So this is real personal to you.
yeah.
Absolutely. And definitely right for the moment. All right. Let's go ahead and hear We Are Fragile by Paul Demarco.
We're fragile, but we're free. We are broken in pieces, but somehow your heart reaches me. till we die. Make the most of every moment, knowing that the time is flying by. We are fragile, but we are free. We are moving when we are still. We are revolving around what spins around us, and our ways will. We are standing till we fall, but we pick ourselves back up, 'cause it's not luck but only love that saves us all. Hearts will break and life will take a turn. Islands fall and wash away, but still we burn. We burn. 'Cause we are fragile, but we are free. We are broken into pieces, but somehow your heart reaches me. We are fragile, but we are free. We are fragile, but we are free.
Wow. What a great song, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely heartfelt, definitely from the heart. Very soulful. Man, thank you, my friend, for sharing your gift with us for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you listened to Fiona. Go tell her that Scott Davidson from Orlando, Florida said to tell her thank you
I will.
for encouraging you to do this full time.
Yeah.
You're doing what you were born to do, brother.
Yeah. Thank you. She's an amazing woman.
That's good. That's good. It's great to have a great woman behind you supporting you. That's for sure.
Completely. Yeah.
Not always, I tell people this all the time. It is not easy to be with a musician.
No, you're right. You're right. She's very long suffering, and because of the time difference, quite often when I'm doing co-writes and stuff, it's sort of later on, because when it's becoming evening over here, it's morning on the other side of the world. So, and she's very patient. You know, she never complains about that, and she's a massive support. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you very much for staying up. It's after 1 a.m. where you're at. So I'm sure you've got to be exhausted. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And it's been so great to get to know you more, Paul. And I can't wait just to talk to you one-on-one whenever you get a chance, because I know you're busy and everything. But definitely keep in touch, okay?
Absolutely, mate. Listen, thank you. I really appreciate being on the show, and also the fact that you are supporting independent musicians as well. That's a big deal. Partly because you know what it's like to be there and to try and make that happen. But for guys like us, it's also important to have people like you who will raise that platform and say, "Come on, send me the songs. I'm going to play them." So thank you. Kudos to you for that.
Well, you're welcome. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's my heart. Definitely singer, songwriter, and original music for independent artists. So I appreciate that. So there's so much talent out there that just people don't hear about. So we just got to lift it up,
Yeah,
and promote, 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 promote. That's what it's
agreed.
all about these days,
Yeah,
and we're all on YouTube trying to figure out social media and the next
I know.
thing, how to promote and market everything, right?
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's,
It's a road.
yeah. So thank you very much for joining us on the show on Scott Rocks Live. Everybody, definitely be sure to keep in touch with Paul Demarco. And what do you have up and coming, like in the upcoming months before we sign off?
Okay, so this Friday, the track that you played at the top of the show, "Burn It Down," is coming out. So that's going to be available on Friday to stream. There's going to be a new video as well that's going to come out on Friday for that song. And then my goal this year was to write as many songs as I can, and I'm gonna. My aim is to release at least one song a month throughout this year, and I'm on target so far. Standing United came out in January. Burn It Down's coming out this month. Next month, I've got another track called Oil on Troubled Waters that's going to be coming out. So stay tuned. I'm going to feed you.
Yes. Well, definitely tag me, send those to me. I'll promote it as much as I can,
Awesome.
and I'll be looking forward to hearing it.
Brilliant.
Okay. Thank you so much, my friend. You have a good night. Right? Good
Yeah,
morning over there.
it will be morning. Yeah.
Okay. And thank you so much for sharing with us. Okay. And
Thank you,
keep
Scott.
in touch. Okay. All right, my friend.
Take care.
All right. You too. Good night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Scott Rocks Live.